Hello, good morning, hustle babies, babies. So it's Mother's Day, and I don't know what I want to do. Normally on Mother's Day, I have this whole thing about, it's Mother's Day, let me be alone and do my thing. You know, it's my day, my one day to rest. You know, but today, oh, now I see where he got that flower. My kids is hijacking flowers out of the neighbor's rose bush for me. I was wondering where he got that rose from. And normally just kind of want to be to myself, like it's my day for my break. That's what I take it as. But today's a little different. Lately in the past couple of months, I don't know, this year, a lot of people that I know have lost their mother. And I don't know what that feels like. I don't want to know what that feels like, but I know one day I will know what that feels like. So I can't even imagine or begin to imagine and say how I feel for that, for them. And I pray for their peace with that, because there are a lot of things in this life that you only get one of, and a mom is one of them. You know, you never get another mom. And so in my life, consistently, I've always had a mom. I've always had a loving, caring mom. Has it been perfect? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We've had to grow together, grow apart, and all the growing in between. But at the end of the day, that's still my mom, no matter what. And I'm thankful for her. And my grandmother, I've only known one grandmother. I knew that I had a grandmother on my father's side, but they weren't from here, and I just didn't have a relationship with that side of the family. So for me, I've only had one mom, I've only had one grandmom, and you know, you gotta appreciate them. You really do. You really gotta appreciate them. And so today, I'm an overachiever. I got this new tent from my other company, and I was like, you know me, let me fix this. Always thinking business, right? You know me, always thinking business. So I'm like, all right, today I'm gonna set the new tent up, new white 10 by 20 tent, so I can take pictures, and I'm gonna do this big brunch with all these flowers and all this stuff, because you know everybody's doing brunches. I'm not trying to be out there stuck in traffic. I didn't make a reservation. I'm gonna do a brunch in our yard on our family land. Well, I woke up, I was all ready to do it, and my kids, you know, and I had told my kids last night, this is what we're gonna do. And I woke up this morning and the kids weren't ready. And they were like just dragging themselves. I'm like, come on, I told you I wanted to do this, blah, 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 and I get frustrated. I go lay down for a while. I'm like, let me do a redo, because it's Mother's Day and I don't want to be upset on Mother's Day, because they're not ready when I'm ready, you know? So I get back up, I get back out. And so Isaiah, bless his heart, he's just so calm and so peaceful, and I'm so thankful for him. I'm so glad to be his mom. He says, you know what, Mom, maybe we could just make the breakfast here and just take it to Grandma's house and just eat at her house. You know, I know that you really want to do this big thing, but maybe you're doing too much today. Don't you think breakfast would be just as nice if we just sat and ate with Grandma? And so instead of me getting defensive, instead of me, you know, being like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, none of that, I took his little advice and I rolled with it. He said he found a recipe. We made the French toast sticks. We made some eggs scrambled with kale and peppers that I let him cut up and put together, and put a little cheese in there. And before you know it, me and my kids, all of us, we're sitting there spending time together, right? We've spent time together, and we've made breakfast for my grandmother, which is their great grandmother. I let them go over there and serve her while I went and got some last minute fresh flowers and things, because my grandmother is big on giving her flowers while she's alive. She always tells me that. She's like, you know what I love that you always give me flowers, because I can't smell it when I'm dead. And normally those comments like that used to make me feel away, but they don't anymore, because we're all gonna die. And she's absolutely right. I said, you know what? That's right. That's why I keep giving them to you while you're alive. You smell them? Do they smell good? All right, girl. I just love my grandma. She's the most kindest, caring, respectable, a person who has been through so much but still doesn't, you know what I'm saying, hasn't let it affect her. She is a happy individual. She lives her life. She's comfortable, and I just love her. She's all sorts of love and forgiveness and kindness, even when people have done her wrong. I'm learning from that. I aspire to be like Granny one day. My Grams. I love my Grams. So, Mother's Day, I am actually headed to my aunt's house. Made her a little bouquet today, because she just recently lost her son, which is my first cousin, and she's not doing very well with it. So, send up prayers for my Aunt Cookie. She's having a really tough time. I know that I've been really busy since the funeral, and I actually was really affected by the death of my cousin. He had Down syndrome, and he was a lot of firsts for me too. He was the first person, I guess, to help me understand somebody with a disability. Because before him, as a child, I was scared of people, you know, because they are different. They look different. They sound different. And it took, you know, Brucey showing me what, you know, disability looked like and what it actually was. His disability specifically. And, you know, I was told many things about him. You know, they said he wouldn't live a long time, and the only reason why he passed away was because of COVID. So who knows how long he would have lived if he didn't have COVID. He was almost 30, and he was just so loving. As another person, he was just so loving and so happy. Every time I saw him, just not a care in the world. He was just so happy, and I miss him as well. I can't imagine what it would be like losing my firstborn, but still the same. She's a mom. I'm going to go and give her this little bouquet. I don't know how she's gonna feel or take it, because I haven't seen her in a while. I hear she's not taking phone calls. She's not talking to a lot of people. Not doing really well with everything. So she's still a mom, and she still has another son. She's still a mom, always to be a mom. So I'm just gonna take this just to let her know that I'm thinking about her. I am not the best with death and sympathy and things like that. I'm sympathetic. I'm a realist, and I just tend to just not try to waste too much time being sad on things. But I definitely am affected as well by my cousin passing. So I'm keeping prayers for her and send this to her. But Mother's Day has been a little different this time. I guess I would say I'm a lot more grateful and thankful for my mom's. Not that I'm not, but just really sitting back and thinking how grateful and appreciative I am, blessed. That's the word, blessed I am to have both of my mothers in my life. And my kids as well. So I am going to run this in to my aunt really quick, and I'll be back. All right, so that was pretty tough. I'm gonna keep her in my prayers. I can't imagine what that feels like. I don't want to know. She gave me a box of things, so that's good. She's going through stuff and handling it the best way that she can. But Mother's Day, being a mom, actually I had an interview and they asked me like what was and how was. Look at me being nosy. So I'm actually in my old neighborhood where I grew up at, like where I grew up. I grew up in 2 places. And so this is like the first place I grew up. And the tree in which y'all look at this. This is a tree. I can't even show you right now. But this is the tree that I planted when okay, so the tree that I built, I planted, I remember planting this tree. It was just a little tree for Arbor Day. My mom took me to the library and we got a plant. So it's over there. You see how big that tree is? And I'm just amazed. And you know, my dad said it was a bad idea for me to put that tree there. And now I see, because it's a power line right here. And the tree is totally all up in the power line. But yeah, I built that tree. And not to get all philosophical, whatever, however you say it about it, but look at how much that tree has grown. I put that tree there. I planted that seed. And look how much it's grown. I'm not sure how many people have moved in this house since we've been gone. I'm 34 now. But look at that. Very, very symbolic. I should take a picture by this tree, but then I'd be all in these folks' yard, and that ain't cool. You know, and it just looks so small now. Looking at the house now, it looks so small. It was so big when I was little, but it's so small. But anyway, back to Mother's Day. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, they asked me what was my drive, and I'm like, my drive is because I can't fail, I have to win. Like, I have my children. Do I think I would have had the same drive if I didn't have kids? I think I would have had it. I don't think it would have been as strong yet. I think I probably would have had to go through a few more things in order for it to be as unwavering as it is. But for right now, and as it's always been since I had a kid, it was like I have something in my life that is, oh, somebody running late. I'm just nosy. I have something in my life that's bigger than me, and so because of that, I cannot fail. And that's just how it's always been. So coming up on the ages, like Isaiah's about to be 18, Elijah's only 13, and still have more, you know, room with him, and still have room with Isaiah, but just saying, I know I'm gonna have an empty nest soon. I've been working on making sure I have those things in my life that keep me fulfilled outside of my children. I think I've done really, really good at that. When they're little, you get so immersed in them, you have to, because they need you so much. And then as they get older, they start to not need you as much. And it could definitely be a difficult time as a mom. And I've been going through those changes. And I think that I've actually been handling them quite well. But being a mom, it has been the best thing ever. I don't think that I would have I don't think I would have had 5 businesses. I think I would, if I didn't have kids, I'd probably just have one job and, you know, just live my best little life off of that, not probably inspired to be anything bigger than that, because I probably really wouldn't have to. It's funny how life pushes you. But yeah, this Mother's Day, I would say definitely be thankful and grateful. And if you are a mom, really sit back and think about your children, and think about the impact and the effect that you have on them. Because I think about it. I think about the 2 little humans that I'm raising. I actually made two human beings in my body. Like, I'm weird like that. Like, when I think about my kids, sometimes if you see me post, I'm like, these are my two little humans. It's scientifically, it's just amazing that I grew two whole human beings. And I've kept them alive. And they're not bad. They're not ratchet. They're not, you know, just some crazy little human beings. Like, they're actually sweet and kind and caring and smart and loving. They love their mama. You know, they love nature. They're pretty good kids. I know they're gonna grow up and they're gonna do all kind of shit. You know, they're gonna go through their things and do and make bad choices and things like that. But the heart of them, the thing that I feel like you go back to, no matter how far you go away, you have that core. I've raised some kids with some good cores, and I'm just excited about that. They're really, really good children. So I think that's about it today. I wanted to make this post about what was that? I just saw it pop. Anyway, they are really good kids, and I'm proud to be a mom. It's been the only job I haven't quit, although I might have wanted to some days, because being a single mama, it is tough. It is not for the weak. Matter of fact, it ain't no room to be weak. Being a mother, period, but being a single mama, it ain't time. Ain't no time to be weak. It ain't no room for it. Ain't no room for it. You're gonna be weak, then you're gonna fail. And if you fail, your kids fail, and then it's just the whole conundrum of things that you just don't have time for. So you just have to keep on pushing. No matter how bad it is, no matter how fucked up it is, no matter what obstacles are in your way, you gotta find a way around it. Reset, recharge, release, whatever. You just gotta figure out a way to get it done. And so that resiliency, the resilient nature of being a single mom is definitely a characteristic that I have groomed and I have grown. And yes, happy Mother's Day to me. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. All the mothers. Because without us, life will probably be a little bit difficult for a lot of people. But that's it. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I hope you are too. I hope you guys do something for yourself. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to work, of course. I know. It's always something to do. But I did sit and have breakfast with my granny this morning. My mom actually hung out with her homegirls, which I'm glad she did, because she's a little tired this morning, so I guess I'll see her later. I'm going to shut down and work on some things that I couldn't get done during the week. I got a little free time today. I didn't book anything today. Normally I would have booked something, balloons, you know, something for Mother's Day, telegrams or anything, but I didn't. I'm regaining my time, regaining my peace lately with my businesses, and it feels really, really good. That's something that I'm going to talk about with you guys. Is, you know, essentially, when I created my businesses, I created jobs. I didn't want to work for nobody else, couldn't work for nobody else because of my schedule or whatever. So what did I do? I go out and create my own jobs. And I got 5 jobs. But it's not 5 jobs that we want to create when we have businesses. We want to create bona fide businesses with staff and people to work those businesses. So that's what we are working on. That's what we're moving more so into. And for the most part, I'm almost there. Still got a ways to go, but I'm almost there with my first 2 businesses. Whereas the last ones, where we're getting there. So, Mother's Day 2022, Hustle Bay, Hustle Babies, all my hustlers. If you got a mom, spend time with her today. If she's here, if she's not, be thankful for the time that you have. Celebrate yourself if you're a mom today. And just all the mothers, you know? Mothers are special. Until next time.